I guess one thing that I could ask when you guys were both speaking was there's this sort of interaction between when the art is produced and it meets the sort of receiver audience. It's sometimes pure cure. Like there's a revelation that the art and the participant both share, or maybe even yourself or you're creating art with. And does it, the fact that the audience is often positioned as a consumer of entertainment sort of corrupt the creation process sometimes?
That's a great question. Because I always felt like back in the, you know, the 50s and 60s and, you know, in theater and the audience was so much more informed, you know? The audience, a lot of them were at home reading the play before they came to the theater.
And they were really listening, they were
listening. Yeah. And now we live in a soundbite kind of world, you know? And a fast food kind of deal. So, there are times when, you know, it's just painfully obvious that this is kind of going over their heads. They're not catching this. And there's nothing I can really do, you know. Hopefully we get to the theater early, read the playbill, and read some of the information inside of it that'll give you some sense of how to watch if you're not patient enough and willing to listen. And I just think I think the audience, a lot of the audience, the theater-going audience today, just has a tough time listening because at home you can rewind. I didn't hear that. You know, you can put it on pause, your DVR. You can watch TV the way you want to, you know. I mean, you can be entertained the way you want to. So going to the theater still requires a certain muscle that you have to exercise. And sometimes it's really hard. It makes people sleepy. So no, you have to concentrate, you know? Concentrating is tough sometimes, you know? And then you got people who are working like crazy all the time. You're tired, you know? But, so, I just feel like the audience, it's up to you to want to be, quote unquote, a good audience member. You know, it's entirely up to you. If you want to kind of, we're going to see this play. Who's the playwright? Hey, why don't we just, okay, now we can use the internet for this. Let's look this playwright up. Let's see what he's done. Let's get, you know, it's up to you to get a sense of what it is, you know, to be as informed and as present in the experience with us as possible, you know?
Yeah, good question. I mean, where is everybody's heads going these days? I honestly do feel I'm less in touch with audiences now than I was in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. I felt they were listening more clearly. I felt what I had to say was, you know, the energy was coming back at me in a more vital way. And then I thought, well, I had an idea and I'm working on the biggest piece I've ever done, which will probably be my last really big piece. But it's a kind of inspired by Send Up. It's the little Quentin, from Dante's, it's called La Divina Caricatura, and it's, Dante is a comic book. And it's all puppets. It's bunraku puppets, which are the Japanese puppets that are 3 feet tall, and there's 3 puppeteers for each puppet. And it's got a band and 3 singing groups, and there's music all the way through it. And it's about a junkie in love with a dog, and a dog in love with a junkie from the dog's point of view. Dog named Rose, very romantic dog. And there is there's a gay rabbit in it, named Butch Bunny, and you know, there's a heavy dude called Broadway, who's kind of a Rasta, and it's got some greatest puppets. You know, I'm working with most of Basil Twist puppeteers, and they're just wonderful. And I've loved puppets ever since I saw the bunraku in Japan. But what the point here is it does try to say something. It's about a pilgrim's progress of humanity into animated feature films, like we're all becoming animated feature films. And the halfway house between being a human being and an animated feature film is being a puppet. And then you go from being a puppet to just being two-dimensional on a screen. And I actually think that I caught a little truth in this one, and I think that that's kind of it. And so all of these people are in a rehab center called the Institute for the Science of Soul, run by a mystical cow named Sri Mu. And you know, and all of these puppets are worried about deteriorating the animations, and they're doing the 12-step cure, you know. So,
That's awesome.
so I honestly, I don't know who's going to follow me into this piece, but I know I'm going to go dead broke on it because it's the most expensive piece I ever got, and it's got the most people, and I don't care.
Can you take my likeness? Can I be one of the puppets?
All right, well, before I wrap up, I just want to say that for those of you interested in getting behind the scenes on PSU, our application is going to be coming out towards the end of the week on our website. But more importantly, a big thank you to our amazing speakers and to the audience.
Yes, Catherine.